Southwest Airlines and activist investor Elliott Management reaching a settlement to avoid a proxy fight. The deal adding 6 new directors to the airline's board and speeding up the retirement of executive chairman Gary Kelly. This coming after Southwest reported better than expected third quarter results. Joining us now to talk all about that and more, we want to bring in Southwest CEO Bob Jordan. Bob, it's great to have you back on Yahoo Finance. Thanks so much for making the time to join us.
Hey, thanks for having me this morning. I really appreciate it.
So, Bob, let's first get to the settlement with Elliott. Of course, we have been closely tracking this at Yahoo Finance, but what this settlement includes is 6 new additions to your board. I'm curious, what is the biggest lesson that you learned throughout this process?
I think I'm just really pleased that we have a chance here to now turn all of our attention to the transformational plan that we laid out about a month ago. It's all about execution. It's all about all eyes forward, and we've got a terrific plan. And you mentioned the new directors. It's actually 5 as part of the agreement with Elliott. Mm-hmm. And I've talked to all of them, had a chance to interview all of them, and they each bring something to the board. You've got 2 that have run airlines. You have one with FAA experience, one that's a CIO, as an example, one with retail hospitality experience. So that added a lot to the board. And at the same time, we were also already talking to Pierre Breber, who was the former CFO at Chevron, and he'll come on at the same time and add a lot to the board as well. So it all happens in just a few days here. We reconstitute a new board, and I'm very eager to work with all of them.
Yeah, so it was 5 put forward by Elliott and 1 put forward by Southwest, I believe.
That's right.
So apologies for lumping that in together. But Bob, let's talk about what exactly these new board members, especially the 5 from Elliott, how you see that's changing the strategy, the conversation surrounding some of those turnaround plans that you've laid out for investors.
Well, I think number one is you just want good people with the right set of skills to come onto the board. And again, I've had a chance to talk to all of them. And number one, they all want to do good for Southwest Airlines, just like I do, just like our former and then the board members that carry over. We want to do good for Southwest, for our people, our customers, and our shareholders. So we are totally aligned there. And again, they bring a lot of different skills. We'll now have 4 former airline CEOs on the board, and they bring a mix of skills. They folks that have run legacy airlines, folks that have run ULCC low-cost airlines, folks that have transformed airlines. So I think they'll bring a lot of good perspective, a lot of good discussion. At the end of the day, you want the board to challenge you. You want the board to make Southwest Airlines an even better company. We have a great plan, and we are all looking forward to executing that plan, including our new board members.
Bob, recently when we've heard about airline transformations, it's been with the mindset of extracting even more margins, extracting more profits from the business. Where do you believe that the customers might actually be kind of bearing the brunt of either additional costs, or where within the service that you're already providing, there may be some significant changes from the customer experience that then ultimately lead to shareholder value?
Well, we started with what our customers want. You have to start there. We surveyed tens of thousands of customers. It was a very scientific process, and we actually used a third-party consulting firm as well to validate the results. And it was really clear. Our customers want assigned seating, 80% and more want assigned seating, and our customers want premium. So we'll be adding premium extra leg room. And we have other things coming. We have a new Getaways by Southwest Vacations product. We're adding airline partnerships starting with Iceland Air in the first quarter, and so much more. But number one, we started with what our customers want. You must meet their needs. And at the same time, we have the opportunity to sell to our customers things that they want. That's the perfect match. So it's not fees for things like bags. It's revenues that come because our customers want to pay for these new services. So it's really a win-win. And again, it's now all about execution. We'll have the assigned seating and extra legroom for sale by the second half of next year, and then operating the first half of 2026. So I'm very excited about that, and I'm very excited about meeting our customers' needs.
Bob, you certainly have a reputation for problem solving. You overhauled the airline's frequent flyer program in the past. You oversaw the acquisition of AirTrain. You also led the new flight reservation system back in 2017. When you talk about this new strategy, the new turnaround efforts that are ahead for Southwest, how does what you're dealing with today, how does that stack up against some of the issues or some of the problems that you've solved at Southwest in the past?
Southwest has been through many transformations throughout our history. If you think back, years ago, we were almost all short haul. We had plastic boarding passes, open seating, and over the years we evolved. We changed our boarding because our customers wanted that. We changed our frequent flyer program because our customers wanted that, and now we're adapting again to what our customers want. But I think this is probably the most significant transformation in our history because we're changing very fundamental things. Again, like the way we board, the way we seat folks, the extra leg room. But it's very exciting. Our people are very excited. And again, I keep going back to the number one thing you need to do is understand your customer. Understand your customer, 5 and 10 years from now and meet their needs. A good example, earlier this year, we added Google Flight Search, the meta search engine, and Kayak, and we added Skyscanner last week. And again, it's just because that is where many of our customers are shopping today, and you've got to meet their needs. But no, this is a big transformation, so it's all about execution, and we'll get it done.
Bob, when I spoke with Delta CEO Ed Bastian earlier in this earnings period, he talked about some of the issues at Boeing and when they're expecting to actually take delivery of their MAX 10s, which have yet to be certified. You have a more outsized exposure here, and some of the issues at Boeing as they're playing out, at what point do you see that continuing to impact the finances, but also impacting things like route schedules, things like what type of capacity you could have, and the maintenance costs as well of the existing fleet?
Well, Boeing has been a great partner for the whole 53 years of Southwest Airlines. But we need Boeing to be strong. We need Boeing to be better. It's been years since we had deliveries that came in for a year the way that we expected. And 2024 was significantly interrupted by the Boeing delivery delays. We started the year expecting more than 80 aircraft, and we'll get 20 this year. And with the strike lingering on, it looks like 2025 could be affected as well. We planned appropriately. We planned for a strike duration in the 4 to 5 to 6 week range. But the longer this goes, the more it could impact 2025. So there is uncertainty. I've been in close contact with Boeing, including over the weekend. And again, I'm looking forward to them getting back on track and becoming reliable in terms of the deliveries, because the heart of an airline is the flight schedule, and the flight schedule depends on getting your aircraft on time.
Bob, have you had talks with Airbus?
We are constantly reviewing the market. It's a duty that we have to our shareholders, to our board, and we look at all aspects of the market, including Airbus periodically, and we'll do that again. That's not something that we are actively doing today. I'm very focused on getting the aircraft that we have in the order book. And a big piece of what we revealed at Investor Day also was a fleet monetization strategy, because there's a lot of value in the Southwest Airlines fleet. So in addition to the aircraft that we need to expand and replace retirements, we have the opportunity to monetize aircraft that maybe we don't need given the new lower growth rates, but we've got to take the aircraft to be able to do that.
Bob, while we have you here, some of the holiday bookings data that we're looking at right now, how would that data lead you to describe the consumer right now?
Well, first, I'm really pleased with the third quarter results, because we did make a lot of tweaks to the revenues, especially in the revenue management system, and those actions have really begun to take hold, which is why you saw a very solid RASM, or unit revenue guide, and then we actually beat that, and we've got a good solid sequential improvement in our guide again in the fourth quarter. So that's a terrific spot to be. But to your question, the bookings look really good right now. They look good overall for the fourth quarter and ahead, and they look very strong for the holiday period. So at this point, the consumer looks like they're very much holding up, and there's a lot of demand for air travel.
Bob, before we let you go, we would be remiss without asking you about Frontier and Spirit reviving their merger talks. What does that potentially mean for Southwest?
I can't comment on, obviously, any other carrier, what they may or may not do. I think overall, Spirit and Frontier aside, the backdrop is very constructive right now. You're seeing capacity come down. Our capacity has come down quite a bit. We'll grow in the 1% to 2% range here over the next 2 to 3 years. There are a lot of constraints. Obviously, the Boeing deliveries, you've got the geared turbofan with Pratt. So the backdrop in the industry looks very constructive to me.
Bob Jordan, Southwest CEO. Thanks so much for taking the time here with us, Bob.
Hey,
Really
thank you for
appreciate it.
having me. Truly appreciate it.